Hello, fabulous superstar Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of October 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boy, is it a very special time, and it truly is so special now. Powerful energies are with us on the 2nd of the month. We do have a solar eclipse set to take place. This solar eclipse takes place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with your daily life. This is work, your work environment, the clients, customers, coworkers in your life. It has to do with daily habits and rituals and places you frequent every day. But it's also a part of the sky that has to do with how well you take care of you in terms of your health related habits as well. And so this becomes an important health house. Eclipses, and especially solar eclipses, bring with them brand new beginnings and these cold turkey moments. And the fact that Mars is squaring this eclipse does suggest that there's a drive now, and maybe even some frustration for what it is that you want to have different in your life in some way. What you want different is for life in very real ways to feel better, to be experienced better. Eclipses can also bring with them dramatic changes, in some cases in an instant, and solar eclipses put you on new pathways. A new client, customer, or coworker might be entering the picture now. It may feel out of nowhere. It may feel as if there's a lot of adrenaline as part of the changes that are taking place now as well. But of course, you'll find a way to work through whatever tension that might be there, especially at first. Now, having said that, it could be new work projects, new tasks, new environments that find you. If you've been hoping for work, this could be new opportunities that show up for you as well. You'll have to respond very quickly. It looks like you're very motivated towards what it is you desire to be different in terms of your day in and day out lived experience. There might be a focus now on your habits, including your health related habits. And like I said, with eclipses, sometimes it's like cold turkey energy. And you could find yourself on brand new pathways in terms of your health related habits, like in an instant. You realize you want to be doing things differently. You want to take on new paths. You want to take on new habits. You want to feel better is part of what this is. That can have you going in different directions very quickly at this time. As we approach the middle of the month, we have a couple of interesting things taking place. On the 9th, it is Jupiter that goes retrograde. On the 12th, it is Pluto that goes direct. Now, the Jupiterian energy, that is Jupiter going retro in a financial part of your sky. And this is money you earn, money you spend, but this part of the sky also speaks to self-love and self-esteem. When a planet is changing directions, its energies are that much more heightened. It is closer to the Earth than it might otherwise be. But when a planet is going stationary retro, it's a chance to go within. And for you to look at whether it is more personal feelings, beliefs around prosperity, or it's really getting honest with yourself about what you'd rather be doing to create and move towards greater prosperity. It could also be a moment where you're looking at what's worth spending money on and what isn't. Ultimately, planets going retrograde invite you to reflect, to go within, to understand more deeply how to best channel that energy in a way that works for you, bringing an overall healing approach to however it is you understand your relationship to prosperity can't help but align you with more of it. Pluto going direct is a really big deal as well. This is Pluto in a part of the sky for you that has to do with long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher learning, legal matters, as well as the personal beliefs that help you to make sense of the world and guide your life. This forward move now of Pluto is the last time we're going to have this in this part of the sky in your lifetime. And so once we get to November, Pluto will leave this part of the sky for good. And for the next 20 years, be moving through the top of your sky. I'll be here to talk about it every step of the way. And you know, I have been talking to you about this for years now. The Decade Ahead horoscope is a good place to start, where I dive into this energy that much more. But having said that, and all those horoscopes here on my YouTube channel, It's important to note that with this energy comes a sense and an appreciation, a depth of appreciation, if you will, as to your place in the world and how you feel about it. For some out there, there are likely going to be developments related to these areas I just mentioned. If you're doing long distance traveling, this could be a time when a lot stirs within you, but it ends up being a trip that in its way makes an impression. And the thing is, whether it's metaphorically or literally, where you are meant to be, you will be. Where you are not meant to be, no matter what you do, you are not able to be there, even if it's just for now. And I think this might be part of the realization for some Taurians out there. If it is that you are involved in a legal matter or there are happenings happening within a institute of higher learning, well, this might be a time when you're focusing in on that as well and needing to pay attention as part of further developments. If it is that you are finding yourself understanding, seeing the world very differently, know that the insights you have now might just stay with you for the rest of your life. So stay open to being very honest about what it is that you believe politically, philosophically, spiritually, whether or not it's working for you, whether or not it's fair to you or to others. You're about to get to the root of a matter. What function are these beliefs serving? And if they're no longer working for you, this is the power to change. On the 17th of the month, we have this month's full moon. And the full moon takes place in the sign just before yours. This illuminates your inner world, and a lot is happening on levels of soul, psyche, and spirit. This is a very restless energy. And just know that sleeping, getting enough rest, that might not necessarily be the easiest thing to do right about now, but that really is okay. A few days of feeling as if your dreams are super vivid so that you wake up and feel like you ran a marathon might be the characteristic of this time in the days surrounding the full moon. The full moon is hand in hand with Chiron. So there's a lot of vulnerability stirring at this time, a lot of insecurities as well. But we also have this full moon speaking in tension with Mars, just like the eclipse was 2 weeks earlier. And what that suggests is that sense of motivation, wanting things to be different. But because of the position of the full moon, it's like just when you know what it is you want different, you realize that may not be it. What I can say is this part of the sky has to do with closing karmic ties, ending karmic chapters, and connecting very deeply to a knowing that you have so much more yet to do in this lifetime. It represents a time of transition, but what you are moving towards will make itself clear to you once we get into next month. That's when we're going to have a full moon in your sign. That's going to illuminate all kinds of things of priorities and identity. I'll be here to talk about it every step of the way. Now, where it comes to matters of love, right into the middle of the month until the 17th, well, that is when we're going to have Venus continuing to move through your opposite sign. Venus here is powerful. It is about fortifying bonds, feeling a sense of connection that has that potential to be long-term, and feeling as if other people, your interactions with them are that much sweeter, that much lighter. Once Venus changes signs, well, Venus will be moving into a part of the sky for you that has to do with intimacy, vulnerability, really feeling like you are known that much more deeply from and by another. And that's going to be more of the motivation, a desire for something really authentic and have you sharing more deeply. For those of you open to meeting someone new, Venus in your opposite sign brings with it an opportunity to connect with people with real long-term potential there. So stay open to that possibility. Once it is that Venus changes signs, you want something that feels really authentic. If it in any way feels just superficial, it's just not going to be of interest to you. What you do want to be careful with is going way too fast, telling yourself that something is a lot more than what it actually has proven to be so far, and finding that right balance between trust and not rushing in too much because you want that feeling of connection, and it may be very much on the surface now. Of course, you will find the right balance for you as you navigate this time. And for those of you in an established bond, it can feel like your partner is that much sweeter and lighter. There's this lovely healing energy coming in. two established bonds. And so that can be beautiful ways this energy does come forward in the first part of the month. Once Venus changes signs, that could represent good news for your partner's income, which ends up indirectly benefiting you as well. But for all that, we also get real opportunities to share more deeply, to feel that much more known and connected. And that in turn can strengthen the bond that you share. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It is a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I'm going to say I love, well, we have huge energies playing out. I didn't even mention the Mars retrograde season, the larger season kicking into gear now. I'll be here to talk about that as well. There'll be a special horoscope in that regard. But suffice it to say, big planetary energies are making themselves known. If I had to pick one thing, I would say very likely the eclipse, because that eclipse energy that happens on the 2nd of the month is about you understanding your life differently. And by life, I mean in a most practical sense now. It is what you're actually doing day in and day out that is set for a fresh perspective and a new beginning. In an instant, you could find yourself changing habits that changes how it is that you move through the smallest moments of your life. New people coming in now, well, that might feel rather sudden, but ultimately is a reminder of just how powerful you are and how much more living in a very real way, in a practical way, in a daily way that you have yet to do in this lifetime. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.